1. Maybe.
It says you're
We're
recording.
on YouTube. We're on YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
And in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the history of. Guys, again. Good job, Jeff. That works.
My bad.
Let's try this one more time. And in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 376. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Blake.
I'm Jim.
And Scab Jeff is here with us this week. Welcome, Scab.
Thank you. Happy to be back.
Yeah, great to see you again. It's been a while. I think the floppies was the last time back in December. You did not win any floppies this year, which was a surprise.
Yes.
Has the dynamic in your household changed at all since your future wife has won 2 floppies and you've won 0? Has the balance of power shifted?
Yes, I have to worship every step that she takes, and there's nothing that I can do.
I get that. First off, congratulations on getting engaged. Welcome. Good job. Last time we talked to you, you were not engaged.
You're always saying that I'm engaged. I'm not engaged. That's
No, you are. You are this time. No, you are.
Yes.
What is this? Your
yes,
7th? 8th? Okay.
I think it's third engagement.
Your 3rd? Oh, well, that's kind of disappointing. I thought it was a
No,
lot
it's
higher.
the 4th. It's my 4th. I'm sorry. I miscounted.
Jeff, you might be on mute. Jeff, now. I don't know if I can hear you.
Well, I wasn't saying anything aloud.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was just holding up 4
So-
fingers.
4. So anyways, we didn't have Scab Jeff on last week because 99% of HOBI forgot that it was the Golden Globes last week. So that could have been part of it. He usually goes on and predicts his winners for the movie category. That did not happen last week. That was intern Hackney's fault, hence the reason he's suspended this week and is not there. So let's see here. So Scab Jeff, let's tell. Uh-oh, we got something. We got a fire alarm going off. Scab Jeff, tell us what books have you written and where we can find them first. Let's get to that.
You can find them all on Amazon.
Mhm.
My fiction novel is Zombies: The True Story of the Titanic Disaster. The beeping is not me. I have some non-fiction books about ghosts in Cincinnati Haunted Handbook, and I don't remember what the publisher changed the title to, but it's stupid for my other book. I don't even
But you had
remember.
Nashville.
Ghosts
You have
of
Nashville?
Cincinnati, but I have Nashville, Twin Cities, Chicago as well for the Haunted Handbook series.
Okay. You can go on Amazon. We'll put a link on our Facebook page at the History of Bad Ideas too after this show. Just to have get the HOBI bump. You have a strange creature in the background, Scab. I think it's a cat, but I'm not. It was peeking out from the curtain. It was kind of creeping me out. I thought you had a stalker back there. That was Doctor Number 1.
I do not have a cat. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I don't know what that thing is, though. But then you have something in the background.
I think it's
It might be a
alien.
snail. Oh, that could be too. So, let's see here. Jim, how are you doing over there, buddy?
I'm fine and dandy.
We missed you last week. You weren't there.
No, I was taking some me time.
Oh, what did you do during the me time?
I slept.
Okay. Okay. Anything else exciting you did during the me time? Nothing?
No.
Oh, okay. Best color man in the business. Blake, how are you doing over there?
We're still in a pandemic, and so we really shouldn't be going out and doing a whole lot.
True.
Oh.
Not saying that we shouldn't. Except for a party. Is anybody throwing a party lately?
It's okay to go to Texas because the governor said took away the mask mandate, and everything is now open 100% capacity. So we're
not till March 10th. March 10th, Texas Independence Day. Jim. So you got 8 more days until they're taking away our freedom. So
no, before they're returning your freedom.
Sorry, my bad.
Probably taking away your life when you all catch diseases, but
good for Texas. I appreciate them being the petri dish. Let's see what happens down there. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Blake, how are you doing over there?
Doing great.
Blake? Oh, okay. Let's see
Doing
here.
fine.
Okay. Anything exciting going on with you, Blake? No.
I'm researching my. Yeah.
Thrilling podcasting. Oh,
Yes.
Okay. Are you drunk, Blake?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, okay.
No, I've been researching my One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, right? So I'm 40 over going 14 is having me fill in this week, and the topic is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So I had to rewatch that movie. Back in my younger days, I read the book, which is not like the movie, and then of course catching up on the famous Ken Kesey and all that fun stuff, and having to watch Nurse Ratched, Netflix
how was
series. It's not the Nurse Ratched from it's the same character, but it's not. She's not the same as the Nurse Ratched in the movie. She's different. It's entertaining. It's a different spin. I mean, if you really wanted to make her evil, they're doing a good job of it.
Oh, they're not making her like nice and then turn evil?
No.
Oh, thank God. So it's not a Disney prequel for every one of their villains. That's misunderstood.
No, that is correct. You're actually absolutely right. And the funny thing is when I was rewatching, the movie as an older person now, I'm watching Billy Babbitt, and I'm like, I know Billy from somewhere. Where do I know Billy? And finally, I had to look it up, and it was like, oh yeah, he was Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, love Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings. Loved him. One of my favorite characters.
If only he was the talking tree, you'd love it.
I loved talking trees.
He did the voice of Chucky in a couple of them Child's Play movies, so I'm sure Jason loves him for that.
I'm not a huge Child's Play fan, I'll be honest. I saw the new one. The new one was okay, but
I think that might be the one he did the voice for. But
I thought that was Mark Hamill.
Oh, maybe it was. I don't know.
I think it was Mark Hamill doing Chucky on this one. So, Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay. You seem happier this week. You seem jollier. So that's good.
Sure.
Just go with
it.
Ho. There you go. Well, I don't mean that. I just mean that you're chipper this week. Is it because baseball's back? Is it because of that?
No, really. I haven't seen any baseball yet. So I haven't really read up or whatnot. So I don't even know who's on what team or anything going in so far.
Jim, you have a ticket package with the Cincinnati Reds. Are you able to get in for opening day?
I believe so. We were I think granted our entire season tickets. So
you what now?
We were granted our entire season. So
okay.
We are in the same row, but we were moved 4 seats down.
No.
But still front row, right? You're still front row? Nice.
Yeah, front row.
Nice. So, did you get opening day tickets? I'm sorry, you broke up for 1 second. Did you get the first game?
Yeah, so we got the entire season, I believe.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's nice. Because they're allowing 12,000 in, I think. Is that what they said?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, good. So, yay! If it was in Texas, Jim, everybody would be there. Just saying. Damn it. Damn you, Ohio.
Well, the good news is, though, that nowadays, you can call it a sellout when you have 12,000 people in the stands as opposed to Tuesday.
That's true. That is true. Jacksonville Jaguars are pretty happy with that. Go Jags. Let's see here. Jeff, now, have you watched anything this past week? Anything going on?
I've been watching Marvel's The Runaways on.
Is that on? That's on
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
I don't remember what network originally aired it, but three seasons of it are on. Okay, it's on Disney Plus.
Okay. Thoughts?
I'm enjoying it. I read the comic it's based on, and I think they did a good job of adapting that to like a live action and feels for a show with people with powers and whatnot. It feels like nice and possible,
Is that the one that's it's the kids that are the kids of the villains? Is that the one? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So it's kind of like the Descendants for Disney.
That's a generalization of calling them the kids of the villains. I mean, it's not like these are famous villains and the kids are going to famous villains children's school or anything. These are people who find out that their parents are like in an evil cult or whatnot, and they're trying to deal with that. And yeah.
How many? What episode are you on?
Probably about 7, I want to say.
Okay. Scab. So it's well worth your time, you said?
I think so.
Okay.
It's worth my time. If your time is like my time, then it would be worth your time. But your time might be better than my time, so I don't know.
It's not. Muppet Show is now on Disney Plus as well. 118 of the 120 episodes. So.
Yes.
With a disclaimer. So
I have to ask, which 2 don't they have?
I'll find out for you. I think it was the music rights on those.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say, just so they have the Alice Cooper one, because that's
a good. You know what? One of those might be in our top 5 later on. That's a tease.
Ooh.
Just Scab Jeff, have you watched anything this week?
I've watched so much this week. I was trying to catch up on everything for the Golden Globes so that I saw everything before the Golden Globes came on. And
so we'll talk about that in the Golden Globe section.
I saw most of them, but some of them aren't even out like anywhere, like The Father. Like apparently that doesn't come out in theaters for another couple weeks.
Oh,
and that's got like
best picture.
Yeah, and there's like 3 or 4 nominations for that one.
Where were you able to see these films? Did you just pay for them like at home video on demand, or was anything in theaters that you were able to go see?
I have not been to a theater since March of last year.
Okay.
Yeah, everything was on demand. I think we had to pay $20 to watch Promising Young Woman to rent it for 48 hours on Amazon Prime, but everything else was either streaming for free on like HBO Max or something, or you only had to pay like $7 to rent it for 2 days.
Okay, gotcha. We'll get into that. We're not doing listener feedback this week. We pushed it back just for the Golden Globes recap. Blake, have you watched anything?
Said anything that we wanted to talk about?
Yes, they did. Don't you say that.
Nope. No listener sent anything that we thought was worthwhile.
Show them differently, people. Send in questions to @Bad Ideas Podcast on Twitter. Blake, have you watched anything?
I demand double time next week.
I will give you double time next week.
By that, he means you have to do it twice as fast.
I
don't know if that's possible. I really don't know.
Actually, it was intern Gary's fault that he didn't put that in. So, again, Brian's out this week. He's suspended, so we had to get intern Gary involved.
But now
I thought he was going to go work for that NFL sideline reporter that offered an internship.
Who, Gary or Brian?
Brian.
Brian, yeah, could be. No, he was suspended. He was suspended for 1 week.
Unpaid internship.
Yep. Let's see. So, Blake, besides doing your schoolwork for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, do you watch anything else this week?
Of course, I watched WandaVision.
Oh shit! I forgot all about that.
Forget about that. Jeez.
How can you forget?
Is everybody caught up to date on WandaVision?
Previously on.
Yes.
Okay. Jim, are you?
Yep.
Okay, good. Go ahead, Blake. Kick it off. Spoilers for the next 5 minutes.
I liked it.
Good job, Blake.
I was watching.
Good for me.
I want Jim to explain it. I don't want to take Jim's fire away for the show.
Jim, do it.
Again, I was watching it when I was at work, so I didn't get a real big take to it.
You guys are killing me.
All right. So anyways, we unfortunately we didn't get any future photon versus fake Quicksilver, right? They left that off. But you start off with Agnes saying, "Ha ha ha! It was me all along," with Wanda trapped in her dungeon. Oh, you didn't see the runes on the walls, and eventually Wanda's forced herself to forget an awful lot of stuff. So Agnes essentially, is going to make her go relive her memories on a typical previously on episode. Every once in a while, usually when TV shows run out of good content or any ideas, they'll do that. Oh, the top 100 moments of our show in 10 years, whatever. Actually going back into her memories to force Wanda. So you get a lot of character background and character development with Wanda, pre, Age of Ultron and all that kind of fun stuff. And the beginning starts out with, a witch's burning of Agatha, where she has to confess she's a witch, and eventually how she kills her own mom. But anyways, going back to what we were talking about. So we basically walk through Wanda's life and you understand her love for American sitcoms and how it's all tied together in regards to what she's doing and now. And you also get an alternate version, essentially, of what Sword showed. Sword showed Wanda and doctored it to make it look like she came in and stole Vision's body, but now we know that's not the case. She actually went to go visit the little surprise that Vision had with a house they're going to live in that town where she's at. She flips, goes in, creates this alternate reality, also forcing herself to forget her pain and grief because she doesn't want to suffer anymore with the death of her, brother and Vision. So eventually we go through all of that and we realize that Sword, obviously is, kind of sinister in this whole thing, of course, with the director and with the drone that they sent in to whack Wanda. I guess it got it back or flew out, and it's altered reality of the drone. They're actually to use that to piece together the old Vision again, and that's where it leaves off with end scene credits. A completely new Vision for evil purposes.
Pure white Vision. You know what? Well done, Blake. That was a very good job. Synopsis. Very good job. I like that one.
I gotta sit down and take a drink now.
I will say that after the mid-credits scene, I was not expecting Vision to be white, like from the comic books. I was not expecting that. I figured Vision was coming back. I figured he was coming back.
Well, I don't know why I wasn't expecting it, because as soon as it showed up, I went, duh.
Yeah.
Because when I first, knew who Vision was, it was the White Vision.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when I started reading comics, was when he was like the all white. And so for some reason, I just didn't think they were going to do it, because I guess it wasn't all that popular when he was that way, because it was only a short time.
So what is interesting to note is that, in this alternate reality that Wanda's created, Agatha wants to know how she did it, because obviously very powerful, and like a Jedi, Agatha, picked up on the ripple in the Witch Force. So what is kind of interesting is that the Vision that is in her alternate reality, she literally created. So, but he's got his limitations with the hexagon that she's in, the hex sphere that she's in. So it'd be interesting if we're setting up a Vision versus Vision inside her alternate reality. And the climactic end pre-credit was the big thing with thanks. My time's up, Scab Jeff.
My bad.
So anyways, I gotta wrap it up. He's doing the Oscar thing. So what the big climactic ending, of course, is that she finally got reconsciousness. Agatha's got her two kids that, on these magical nooses, and she's up, and the exclamation, "You're the Scarlet Witch!" Dun dun dun. And so finally, you got Scarlet Witch name applied to Wanda.
So there wasn't any Photon in this one, correct? She was not in this one
at all.
No. So what's interesting is that, I'm wondering if we're going to start off with everything that's been happening outside of the basement with the previously on. So
I don't think there was anything happening. I'm thinking like all that stuff that happened in the basement, like, it was just really a couple of minutes. And
yeah, but you're expecting Rambo to face off against her fake brother, because his last thing is Snoop is going to snoop, and he's a agent of Agatha. Now the question is, does Agatha and Wanda become arch enemies, or do they become allies? Because the enemy of my enemy, when when Sword sends in the White Vision, you got the Vision, all that kind of stuff.
Is there another big bad guy? That's the question.
Is it the season finale? The next episode?
Yes.
Yep.
Next episode is it.
Man, season finale, and I heard it's supposed to be like an hour or something.
You know what? I've heard that for 3 weeks, that these episodes are supposed to be an hour, and none of them are.
They're like 20 minutes. They're like 20 minutes, but they move so fast, it's like 10.
Whenever I get that "please stand by," I'm cussing my TV out. No!
I'm not, because usually when it hits, it's like at the best time.
I mean, it's well done. Scab Jeff, you're not as familiar with the comic books. What are you thinking with WandaVision? Are you enjoying it?
I'm very much enjoying it. I'm a little lost from time to time, but it's very good. I like how they go through the decades of the TV history. I like the visual of that, with like the little bits of clues as to what's really going on, and I'm enjoying it. I like it better than I can't think of another Marvel TV series or even comic book TV series that I've enjoyed more.
Eternals? Oh, not Eternals. What's the other one? Inhumans.
Inhumans is a piece of crap. I think they if they haven't, they should just eliminate that from being considered MCU altogether.
It's on Disney Plus.
You can watch it on Disney Plus, but I wouldn't recommend wasting your time.
I think Agatha, because Jeff, now correct me if I'm wrong, because you're a little bit more familiar with these two characters, because I think they're boring. Agatha actually helps train Scarlet Witch in the books.
In the book, she's not necessarily evil. She's kind of not affiliated or whatnot. But yeah, she kind of helps train Scarlet Witch. She was introduced into the Marvel comic books as Franklin Richards' nanny. so from in the Fantastic Four, she looked after Franklin Richards when the Fantastic Four went off on their adventures or whatnot, and that's how she was introduced. She was, it turned out, okay, she had magic and she was a witch, and so I suppose they used that to then tie it in with Scarlet Witch. So when she needed, help when her magic was starting to get out of control, she kind of got help from Agatha.
Jim, now, do you think the last episode will do a tease for X-Men or Fantastic Four? Because they haven't met the astrophysicist yet, right? We haven't met that person. Yeah. Do you think there's going to be a tease for it?
I think it'll be a tease to Fantastic Four.
Okay. I am hoping that John Krasinski comes out as Reed Richards. That would be about the only thing that would get me interested in the Fantastic Four.
So if John Krasinski's Reed Richards, do you want Emily Blunt to be Sue Storm?
Yeah, but they said Jennifer Lawrence has got it. That's the rumor that Jennifer.
It's still a rumor.
I'm hoping she's not.
I mean, the rumor was Emily Blunt had it already too. So I mean, they're all rumors.
I'm hoping Josh Trank gets a chance to direct it again.
That would be great.
Yeah,
give him another shot. The Fantastic Four would be excellent.
Yeah. Jim, what would you rather have? You get to pick. You're in charge of MCU's WandaVision. You get to pick either Fantastic Four or X-Men in the final episode. Which one do you pick?
I'd rather personally have the X-Men, but I think it makes more sense having Fantastic Four.
Is that because of this whole astrophysicist and the space and everything?
And all that, and the ties of Agatha and everything. I just think a Fantastic Four makes more sense to.
I agree with Jim. I think the Fantastic Four. It feels like it's been set up for that type of introduction. I think the X-Men introduction would take far too long for what they have left in this series. They really. I mean, the only thing they even really did this in this last episode, they showed that Wanda did have some powers before she came in contact with the Mind Stone. So I mean that's about the only thing mutant related they've even shown, and even then they didn't necessarily call it a mutant power, just called it magic.
Scab Jeff, do you feel like WandaVision is done amazing, viewing numbers and also talk about it, like the buzz about it, just because it's been, not only is it good, but do you think it helps that it's every week it comes out one binge-worthy series?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I was never sure why Netflix would release an entire series all at one time, because it seems like everybody would then rush to like when Queen's Gambit came out. Like everybody was talking about Queen's Gambit, and everybody watched it in like 1 or 2 days. But a lot of people can't watch an entire series in 1 or 2 days, so they're behind. So they get bored of it because everybody's already talking about it. So I never understood the whole releasing the whole thing at the same time. But at the same time, I kind of like that because I don't have to wait a week before I watch another episode. And so I'm not sure. I'm thinking that it probably helped it. Yeah, I think that there'd be a lot of spoilers out there already. If like I'm sure that I forget her name already.
Agatha.
Agatha
Agatha
memes would have already been out there weeks ago, and then nobody who hadn't seen it yet would know what those were talking about. So I don't know what's the better way. I enjoy the Netflix release everything at one time way better, but I think this is more effective to keep people strung along.
And I had to be careful too. I mean, all of us on Facebook with the history of bad ideas, we always gotta be careful on not putting like memes and that out there, because I don't want to put the Agatha memes out there before at least 3 to 4 days for people to watch it.
Yeah, Scab Jeff, thank you for your Neil Citrangelo point of view.
Anyway,
no, but you do bring up a good thing, Scab Jeff. I mean, if you're behind on everything, it's great to sit down and be able to binge and go 1-to-1 and enjoy it and do nothing like that for 2 days and have a good time. But on the flip side, what Amazon's done with The Boys and with Disney with The Mandalorian and WandaVision, the one thing they do really well, other than Bow to China, is break out marketing and milk every dollar that you can get. And I think they've done that excellently with, with their episodes and what they've done. And I think it's just, think about it. We've talked about Wanda now for 2 months every week on this podcast, and we probably have donated, 30, I don't know, I lost track, 30 minutes of it, almost every episode, 15 minutes of it every episode. And if we just binged it all, we talk about a 15-minute one time and that's it.
Yep.
And I'm not even sure that I would have watched the whole thing of certain shows if they weren't every week because of all the spoilers that would have been out there already. And it's everybody's already seen it. It's I'm just catching up at that point instead of watching it on the day or the day after it actually comes out. It's
not
different
as enjoyable
feeling like
you're. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's actually more enjoyable if you don't know the spoilers. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I agree on I prefer my individual episodes. I'm not a fan of the Netflix way of binging it over one weekend and then forget about it for a year until another weekend comes around to binge it. I like this week by week, and it keeps your expectations and your feeling of what word am I looking for? Anticipation going. So I like that, and you don't really get that like Stranger Things. Watch that all in a week, or instead of one episode a week. I like that much better.
But I'm concerned that it's because we're old. And that's what we're used to.
It very well could be, but like I said, we've watched shows, where we just binged them, and the away from the show enjoyment of the show is lost. The water cooler talk, as they call it is gone because everybody watches it at their own time. So not everybody is at the same spot. So even if you want to talk about it, you have to find the person who is where you are to talk about it. And then by the time somebody else comes up with it, you're already past it and watching something else. So, it loses any buzz.
That's what happened with us with Umbrella Academy. We're all in different sections of watching it. And we're like, fuck it now. At this point, Blake's all excited, and I'm like, I haven't started. Jeff's like, I'm 5 episodes in. Jim's like, I'm 4. It's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for your Ozark to catch up, man.
Last season. I'm on the last season here, buddy.
Yeah.
We switched to Yellowstone for a while, and now we're going. Yeah. We gotta go back to Ozark. So.
But can I also, the whole Netflix format and the Amazon and the Disney Plus, this is where miniseries have such an advantage over long form, regular TV show series, is right, because the TV series you're trying to write and keep it going for as long as every season that you can. So you get convoluted storylines, shows jump the shark, you lose fans, they change characters and people get pissed. I mean, this is great. And WandaVision is a good example. Look at how, essentially the good writing and directed, here's our starting point and there's where we want to take it. And we're going to go from A to B and we're going to do it in a fashion that makes sense. It's completely coherent and it's nice. It's tightly written, wrapped up in a bow in a box. And so when you open that up and the Jack in the Box jumps out, you're like, this is fucking great. Think about even this, previously on episode where they've basically almost gone back into, and you can almost pull something out from every previous episode so that everything has been thought out and is well written and is so interconnected. It fits together like a perfect, puzzle piece to one to the other. And I think that just gives you a level of satisfaction and enjoyment that you don't get in long form series.
So that's interesting because I'm watching West Wing. First time I ever watched West Wing.
What chicken wings are you eating while you watch West Wing?
Carolina Gold. I'm always Carolina Gold.
Cool.
Love Carolina Gold. And liberal wing. Never conservative wings. Too chewy.
Right.
But every time I watch West Wing, like I really am enjoying the series. I'm halfway. I'm almost done with the third season. There's 7 seasons, and I'm watching this, and I'm like looking at it, like how many episodes left? Every year is 22 episodes, and I was looking at it today, and I'm like, we're never going back to that. Network TV might, but there's no reason to do this ever again.
And don't you find each episode so formulaic?
Yeah. West Wing annoys me because it's the typical Aaron Sorkin thing of he just drops storylines. Like, you have 22 episodes, dude. Finish it up. Like, finish a storyline. But yeah, it is. It gets into that pattern because they have so many episodes to fill. We've talked about on the show before that I think the CW with with Arrow and all of those, that was what killed it, is because we got 21 episodes. Well, 10 of them are filler. It's the same thing with The Walking Dead. I mean, how many fucking filler episodes do we have? Oh, we're walking around a farm.
And I don't even care about the finale anymore. I don't care.
It started back up. New episode started this week.
I know, and I don't care.
I didn't watch it yet. I didn't care.
Yeah, but anyways.
I didn't even realize they were back on.
It's 6 in-depth episodes. I think it's like they take a character and show like background. I don't give a shit. I'll finish it because I'm pot committed now, but fucking just end this. Jim, are you still awake?
I am still awake.
I want to devote the next couple minutes to you because, buddy, you have done the Lord's work. We're going to switch gears here. I heard you watch Wyatt Earp.
Winona.
Whatever. Have you watched Winona Earp?
Well, not the most recent, not the new episodes that will be coming out.
Okay. How many seasons have you watched?
What is it, 6?
Wow.
That's been on for 6 seasons?
5 seasons, and they want to get 6 episodes. Is what they want.
Oh, there's 6 episode seasons?
No, the final one, they're going to do 6 more episodes.
Oh, okay.
What they have come.
What's your thoughts on it?
It hasn't changed my original thoughts.
Which is?
For me, it's hard to get through. It is really it's like fantastical and everything, and the effects are kind of So
you know what?
Are decent. The stories are okay, but it's just kind of just struggle to watch.
You're doing the Lord's work, and because of that, Jim, I'm going to give you a Funko Pop. Look at that. Look at that. Valor.
Which well, we can't see what it is because your background is
sorry.
erasing it.
Woo! How about that? Is that better?
You got to put it right by your face.
You can't see me.
That's better. Yes, do the rest of the show like that.
That was perfect.
Thanks. Jim, I appreciate you doing this. It was it's been it's the love of the show that you did this for. Not Winona but for HOBI, so I appreciate that.
And I know why it has a great cult following to it. It is fun, but yeah, it's just kind of.
So the other show you started and you got intern Hackney watching is Banshee. Is that correct?
I've like 7 or 8 episodes into Banshee.
What is
Starr.
Real quick, what is that about?
He is Anthony Starr plays a thief who is just released from prison, and he goes to find his girlfriend, who was one of his partners in crime, and he got put away for robbing like her father, who's like a crime lord. And so she goes into hiding, changes his name and everything. So he goes and finds her, and in the process of finding her in this small town,
Mhm.
He's in a bar, and the new sheriff they hired in to come in to clean up the town, who really pretty much he got hired, like no one really knows him, gets shot and killed in a robbery at the bar. So he ends up taking over the guy's identity and becomes the new sheriff in this town.
Illegally.
Oh God, yeah.
That's awesome. Have you enjoyed it for the first half, the first season?
It's out there. I mean, I've enjoyed it, but it's, as intern Hackney said in one of our conversations, it could only be made by Cinemax.
Lots of sex,
a lot of boobies,
lots, and violence, and it's it's over the top in a lot of it. So
floppies? Do you see floppies? I'm okay with that.
Believe there is some floppy in there.
Okay.
See, even Banshee's got floppies. Jeez.
Real quick here, just to let you guys know that, like Jim, he's watching Winona Earp. I've been struggling. I've been watching Star Trek: The Next Generation, the pilot episode, because some asshole made a promise that once they get to that on their podcast, that I would go on to the show and talk about it. So this weekend, I'm a guest on the Besotted Geek podcast, and we're going to be talking Star Trek: The Next Generation pilot episode. I'm excited.
Oh, the pilot episode is rough.
The first season is rough.
Yeah.
And the pilot episode might be the worst. I mean, it's bad.
I had to stop.
I mean, like, you don't get someone to want to watch the show by showing them the pilot.
And then those fuckers over there, it's an hour and a half long on Netflix. It's a 2 hour long.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
I'm halfway through it.
On it, right? It's with Q,
right? Yeah. I don't know. I got a whole notepad of notes. I got a lot of questions.
So you're gonna actually make me listen to an episode of Besotted Geek podcast?
I am. So I do appreciate them letting me come on. Let's see here real quick. Sorry, we had a poll of the week. You can find us at Bad Ideas Podcast. Give us a like or follow us. Thank you. Follow us, whatever it is. Let's see here. We had, what Parks and Rec character is your favorite? Now, intern Hackney was suspended. Intern Gary doesn't know how to type, so I had to do it. And the reason why I picked these characters is that they were a little bit second tier, so that's why I put these guys. It got a lot of anger. I had Andy Dwyer, Jerry, a.k.a. Gary, a.k.a. Terry, Tom,
a.k.a. Larry.
Oh, that's right, it was Larry too. And Chris Traeger. Hey. And I put Chris Traeger on there just because I was watching West Wing when I wrote the tweet, so that's why. Rob Lowe, his character. Let's see here. We had in last place Chris Traeger at 9%. So there you go.
Literally figured that's how that was going to go.
I like Chris Traeger. He would order vegan sidewalk chalk. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. We would have in third place 14% Tom. I could see that. Tom gets annoying sometimes, but treat yourself. Treat yourself. And winning 48% to 29%, Andy Dwyer takes the cake. So I've had that on while I'm working Parks and Rec lately, and I still don't like it as much as when I first watched it. I don't know why. I think maybe Leslie, I like her, but she's kind of whiny in it.
Yeah, that's the point. Okay.
Yeah, and there's just some things that were just kind of annoying.
Personally, I voted for April in the poll. April Ludgate.
April's a good one. Yep, April is a good one. Let's see here. So there you go. Now we got a special. It's a special episode of HOBI. We're going to do a Golden Globe recap, the movie recap, Golden Globe movie categories here. Because Scab Jeff says, fuck those TV shows. Let's see here. We'll
I
start
did
with the
watch
big
a lot
one
of
here.
those TV shows.
You did?
I watched most of them, yeah.
Oh, every other year you don't. Damn it. Let's see here. We'll start with the big one. Best Motion Picture Drama. Nomadland, The Father, Manimal. I'm sorry, Mank. Whatever. Promising Young Woman, and The Trial of Chicago 7. I've heard of one. Trial of the Chicago 7. Nomadland 1. Scab, tell us briefly here, did it deserve it?
It may have. My favorite of them was The Trial of the Chicago 7. Promising Young Woman, I didn't really like. I didn't see The Father. Mank was too long, and it was too... you had to know the history of Citizen Kane in order to really get it, it seemed. So I did not like it as much as I was expecting to like it. Nomadland, it seemed like, those 70s documentaries, like I forget the names of them all now, but the one where the two heiresses were living in the breaking down house, or the I don't believe I'd forgotten all the names of the 70s documentaries, but it feels like a 70s documentary. It looks like a 70s documentary, and it's like, and the way that it's shot, they don't do interviews with people, but it almost seems like that, the way that the dialogue's written, which isn't bad, and it seemed good. But I do like Aaron Sorkin dialogue, so Trial of Chicago 7 was my favorite of them.
Is this was Nomadland based on a true story? Or
it wasn't.
Okay.
It was. I guess it was based on a class of people, like people who were homeless and just going around the West and whatever, but not based on a specific true story, as far as I know. But it was just the feel. It felt like a documentary from the 70s.
Best motion picture, musical or comedy was
okay. This
Borat.
Pissed me off.
The Martian was up there again. They just keep putting The Martian up every year for best comedy. They had Borat, Hamilton, one chance. Music, don't know what that is. Palm Springs, and The Prom, the Netflix one with Corbin. That didn't look good at all. Borat won.
It wasn't. Which they actually blurred out faces during that movie. A movie won Best Picture that they had to blur out faces.
Really?
Because and that just strikes me as ridiculous. Not as ridiculous as Hamilton being nominated, because that's not a film. That's somebody shooting a stage play. It's probably the one that I've watched the most out of all these, and probably the one that I enjoy the most out of all of them. But it's not a film. It's somebody. I could have shot that with a video camera at my seat watching a stage play of Hamilton.
Palm Springs, that was Sandberg, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was funny. That was funny, but I'm not sure Best Picture worthy. Prom was bad. Although they did have some funny songs in it. Music was the one that had the most potential, but it was like somebody with great ideas that didn't quite know what they were doing. It was the one by that pop star about the autistic girl that they got all the flack for her not portraying an autistic girl very well. But it had the sense of like Fellini or Bergman, but at the same time it was like if a high school student were trying to emulate one of them. So I'm not sure any of those.
You're saying that the category they should have just done away with this year. Nothing is deserving of an award.
Well, I think that anything was more deserving than Borat, or except for Hamilton, but anything was more deserving than Borat because they had to blur faces out. It was like what is it, Impractical Jokers? It was like Impractical Jokers with some political.
That could have been.
Yeah, why wasn't Impractical Jokers?
They made a movie.
Because they weren't political.
I feel Jim and I were watching the Golden Globes intently, and we kept thinking that Bad Boys for Life should have been up there for best comedy. Really enjoyed that. It would
have been better than Borat.
It would have been better than Borat.
My wife and I want to see it, and we just haven't pulled the trigger to see it.
Like I said, I think the only reason is people just wanted to overemphasize their political message.
I'm not going through all of them, but Best Director, Motion Picture, Chloe Zhao. She made history as the first Asian to win Best Director. Best Female Director. First female Asian, I believe it was.
Okay. Let's say female, because what's his name win for Parasite?
Parasite, yeah.
I kind of feel Regina King deserved that one. That one Night in Miami, it was a stage play that they made into a movie, which I really hate stage plays being made into movies. It really makes it feel claustrophobic and everything, but somehow this movie didn't feel that way at all. And you wouldn't really know that it's a stage play, even though everything takes place in the same room, essentially, and they're all, it's all one long dialogue, but it didn't feel like that, and I think that that's a lot to do with the director, and I really think that Regina King deserved that one.
I didn't even realize Regina King directed a film this year. Good for her. I really like her. She.
I knew you did. That's why I brought her up.
Not the Regina King, but the Parasite. I did watch that this past week too.
Did you like it?
It was a little different than what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was all right.
I don't know if it was. That's on HBO Max, isn't it, Blake?
Yeah, I think so.
I keep seeing it pop up.
I saw it on some. I can't keep track of all these apps.
That and the Invisible Man keep popping up, and I keep wanting to watch that too.
Yeah.
So was it 2 weeks ago? Regina King was on Saturday Night Live 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I liked her at the beginning of her monologue where she's like, "Oh yeah, this is great to be here. I'm out there. I've done a lot of films and whatnot, and for the Black audience members, you probably know me as being somebody in one of your favorite films. For the white audiences, you probably know me from Watchmen."
And that is true. I only know her from Watchmen.
You don't remember from 227?
Oh, no, I just remember Jackie O.
Was she ever on the Cosby Show?
It's Jackie O.
Jackie O. Jackie Onassis did a hell of a job in 227. Let's see here. Best performance by an actress in motion picture, Andrea Day. That how you say? I think
there's supposed to be an E in her name.
Okay. United States versus Billie Holiday. She beat out Viola Davis, Vanessa Kirby, Frances McDormand, who is always up for anything that she does, and Carey Mulligan, a promising young woman. We'll take these two together.
No, that's what it is. Is it Audrey, not Andra? It should be Audra, I think.
And then best performance by an actress in a motion picture or musical or comedy was Rosamund Pike won for I Care a Lot. She beat out Maria Bakalova. Yep, I'm going with that. From Borat. Kate Hudson from music. Kate Hudson should never be up. Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh, for French Exit, Jeff. You're a friend.
I don't know what French Exit is, but I'm voting for Michelle Pfeiffer.
And Anya Taylor-Joy from Emma. Anything about Rosamund Pike or Day in that one?
What?
He's asking about the best actress winners. Do you have an opinion on any?
I think that out of the one, I didn't see Michelle Pfeiffer. I didn't see French Exit. I'm not sure what it is, but out of those, I think Kate Hudson actually deserves it. She did well in music.
But she did The Skeleton Key, and she did How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, right?
But she shaved her head for this one.
But
okay.
Did she shed a tear?
I'm not sure any of them did, except for maybe the one from Borat when she was in the hotel room with Rudy Giuliani or whatever.
I saw a clip
But that
of
was
that.
real. It's not a movie. You can't.
Let's see here. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture drama. Chadwick Boseman won. He beat out Riz Ahmed, Anthony Hopkins, Gary Oldman. She's a piece. Did they always put those two in? And
Yep.
Tahara Rahim. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture, musical or comedy. Scab Jeff's favorite. Sacha Baron Cohen won for Borat.
Which, if he had won for Trial of the Chicago 7, I would have been completely okay with. He did very well in that. But no, he was Borat, and he was Borat as Borat. And he won.
How the fuck did James
Golden Globe
Corden get up there for the prom? People were bashing his performance.
Yeah,
How
I
is he
heard
up
even
there?
people who liked it thought James Corden was terrible.
Shouldn't they have started off the Golden Globes with a disclaimer saying this past year sucked and there's nothing to choose from, so we're going to go with this low quality shit and give it awards?
Well, Blake, you got a point. Like, how do you think? I haven't looked, and I don't really care. But the ratings have got to be low. I would think would be lower for the Golden Globes than the Oscars because there's not popular films out there because there's not many popular films this year in the past year and a half. So I think that affects it. That's part of the reason the Oscars went to 10 films, up to 10 films, is to get the more popular ones in.
Yeah, I mean, when you're not given a lot to choose from, you're kind of forced to go with what you got, which I agree. Borat isn't a movie. It's a live sketch show. You know, there's no acting. There's no, it's putting, the guy being a jackass and putting people in stupid positions. And that's winning awards. Yay.
Best performance by an actress in a supporting role. Jodie Foster won for The Mandalorian.
Mauritanian.
Whatever. Best performance by an actor in a supporting role was Daniel Kaluuya. How do you say that? Kaluuya?
I'm not sure how that is.
Or Judas and the Black Messiah, which I want to see this weekend. It's on HBO.
But talking about that, I'm pretty sure that Leslie Odom Jr. was the second, the actor with the second most lines in every single movie that came out this year.
And he was supporting in one night.
Well, at the second most lines, like Hamilton, he played Aaron Burr. Music, he played the male lead. He was the second biggest character in One Night in Miami. I'm sure there were more, but he was like there in every single movie, and he was not the big one, but he was always right there as almost the big one. And that was very strange to me because I watched them all in like a week or something, or 2 weeks, and I'm like, it's Leslie Odom Jr. again.
Why is he in
Aaron
every
Burr.
film?
He shot Alexander Hamilton.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
I don't think it was alleged.
Best motion picture animated. I can actually talk about one of these. Soul.
Did Leslie Odom Jr. do a voice in that one?
He may have been the main guy. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
The Croods: A New Age. Onward, Over the Moon, and Wolfwalkers. I saw all of them except Wolfwalkers. Of them, Soul was probably the best animated film, but for enjoyable, I would pick Over the Moon. I really loved Over the Moon.
Oh, Over the Moon!
Don't you fucking go there!
I suffered through every second of that. That was an awful film. Soul was wonderful. Soul was
great. Soul was great in terms of a film. I don't think any kid is really excited to see it again, though. I don't know if it was made for kids, which is fine. But Pixar and Disney are like, oh yeah, it's a Pixar film come out. My kids enjoyed it, but they have never watched it again, nor have they ever asked to. And I think that's
but you're saying that that's the only thing that an animated feature should be is that your kids would want to watch it again?
No. I'm saying it was the best animated film. It was a great original story. but enjoyable, to be enjoyable, it was over the moon for me. That's what I'm saying, Jeff. I'm not. It was. I'm just saying enjoyable factor. I would have taken Over the Moon. I would have taken probably Onward. I enjoyed that more than Soul. The Crude New Age. Nobody enjoys that. Nobody enjoys that.
A lot of people enjoy it. It's been like the number 1 or 2 movie for 6 months now, I think.
Coming up.
I challenge anybody else listening to this to watch Over the Moon and get through it without groaning every 10 seconds.
Stop it.
Terrible, stupid fucking movie
it.
is.
What's it
on? I wrote a review for that for nerdly.co.uk. Check out my reviews. And I loved it. How dare you? How dare you?
Oh, it's so. It's like it's. I think it's Japanese, right?
Yeah. I love that they included the culture into it.
It's so inferior to any other Japanese animation that I've ever seen. And I'm not talking about anime. I'm talking about like Spirited Away or Studio Ghibli films or stuff like that. It's so inferior, and
this is why you don't win a floppy, Jeff. This is why you don't win a floppy.
Embarrassing to watch. Awful film.
Can I get an honest opinion, Scab Jeff? I really feel like, you're not giving us the Neil opinion. You're giving us a real.
Didn't see it. It was great.
It was Over the Moon is not a good film.
I'm over you right now, Jeff. I'm over you. Best screenplay, motion picture. Aaron Sorkin won for The Trial of Chicago 7. He beat out the screenwriters for Promising Young Woman, Manimal, The Father, and Nomadland. So there you go. Do you think?
Quit calling Mank Manimal. You're dissing Manimal like it should be a joke or a punchline. But Manimal is one of the best television shows ever created, and just didn't get its chance or its due.
I will say Manimal probably is the best human turning into an animal transformation TV show that I've ever seen. I will say that, Jeff.
Really? You think it is better than the Teen Wolf TV show?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then...
What about Man from Atlantis?
I don't know what that one is.
Did he turn into an animal? I just thought he just swam underwater.
Yeah, we swam underwater, but it looked like he had women's hoses on his hands and toes.
What about
Airwolf was about a guy that turned into a helicopter, right? Is that what that was about?
Except he didn't turn into a helicopter. It was just a guy who flew in a helicopter.
Oh, I must have missed that point. I really missed that one. Finally, Best Original Song, Motion Picture. Scene. IOC from The Life Ahead. And this one is great. Best Original Score for Motion Picture. Trent Reznor won. So Atticus Ross, John Battisti for
Soul, right?
Yeah. I didn't even know Trent
Reznor
did that. So good for him.
They were up for 2 different films.
Oh, really?
Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Nice.
They were up for
they're in that high of demand.
They were up for Manimal?
Yes.
They're up for Manimal. And the Man from Atlantis remake.
So Scab, thank you. We are going to have you on before the Oscars this year, and then we'll have you on after. So just let you know.
Hopefully Borat's not up for Best Picture at the Oscars.
I'll bet you anything, 99% of this is going to be the same, because there's nothing else out there except for the Bad Boys for Life. That's all I'm saying.
I guarantee you that Over the Moon will not be up for Best Animated Feature, because that was a load of shit.
If Trolls 2 beats it out for nominee, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other animated features were. Scoob, yeah. Tom and Jerry, did that make it into the window?
Oh, fucking A. No. We'll get to that.
Because I know they pushed back the deadline for a movie to be released. So does Tom and Jerry make it into a 2020 film.
But it's not animated. It is part animated, part live action. So you know what that means? It's crap. So it shouldn't be up for anything. So fuck that movie.
You're saying if it's part animated, part live action, it's crap?
Yeah, except for Beowulf.
Well, that was all animated.
Yeah, it was.
But Who Framed Rabbit?
Yeah, but Who Framed Roger Rabbit? You didn't like
fuck that movie. Nah,
Cool World? You didn't like that?
No.
You loved Cool World. Don't lie.
Hollywood, if she could. That was the
Better than Over
tagline.
the
I
Moon.
still remember.
I really need to see this Over the Moon now.
It was a sweet movie. How dare you? You have no... Well, you stole a llama from a kid, so I get it. That's fine.
He didn't steal it from the kid. He rightfully purchased it. So the kid could not.
And I saved that dad who was upset that he couldn't buy the thing. He wasn't, that the kid kept asking for it when he clearly said no. So I just saved him from further argument.
And Jim, where did he buy that llama at?
I think it was the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
That's right. Damn it. September 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets at CincinnatiComicExpo.com in a couple months. They're going to announce some big announcements here in a couple weeks. So it is on September 17th through the 19th. HOBI will be there. Just talk to Andrew.
Or Toby's there.
You know what? No one else needs to be done. It's just us.
I just need to say, you posted on our Facebook that the San Diego Comic-Con has been canceled, or their live actions canceled. That's the San Diego Comic-Con, not the Cincinnati Comic Expo. I think some people assumed you were saying the expo has been canceled, but no. That's the San Diego Comic-Con.
I do like that our listeners appreciate how many Funko Pops I have, and they worry about my wife being surrounded by Funko Pops, so that's appreciated.
So, are you going to be buried with Funko Pops?
Yes.
Is your grave just going to be filled with Funko Pops when you
don't even
die?
collect them.
No, you don't. That's the funniest thing about it.
I have 2 Funko Pops, and they're both in the Bob Studios. Macho Man Randy Savage.
Which is worth having. Yes, I agree.
My wife bought me that one because I love Macho Man. And number 1 fan Doug, he got me a Tomorrowland George Clooney Funko Pop.
So how long do you have to hold that one before you're allowed to give that away?
Nope, keeping it.
I mean,
Here we go. There's George Clooney for the YouTube watchers, and there's Macho Man. Oh yeah.
Well, they lost all their value. You took them out of the box.
I did.
He actually touched them.
They've been touched by human hands.
Well, that was my question when I got Macho Man for Christmas. Do you take Funko Pops out of the box?
Fuck yeah.
Okay, just checking.
I mean, I do, because I don't buy things hoping that they'll be worth something in the future. Like
no,
a toy.
I wasn't worried about that. I just didn't know how people displayed them. I didn't know what the etiquette was. Do you keep them in a box to display? Not for money.
Yeah, some people do, but I think they look better out of the box.
Okay. Let's see here. Jeff, give me some News of the Geek music.
It's time for another installment of the News of the Geek.
Big one this week, because Blake is ecstatic. Red Sonja is being made, finally. After about 12 years of developmental hell, it's back. Let's see here. Tasha Ho, the screenwriter behind Netflix's upcoming Tomb Raider anime remake, still won't be as good as Over the Moon, has just signed on to bring the female character to life. Based on a Marvel comic, inspired by short stories of the fantasy pulp fiction writer Robert E. Howard. The 1985 film came out starring Brigitte Nielsen, Flavor Flav's ex-wife.
They were never actually married.
Really?
Oh, really?
That's a shame. I thought those crazy kids could make it.
But she did get the flavor of love.
Oh, yeah. It was a bitter taste.
She wasn't actually on that show. But other than that...
Hollywood Reporter reports that who will write the screenplay for a live-action film reboot. He's also writing The Witcher: Blood Origin, a 6-episode Witcher prequel in the works for a mid-2021 release. So there you go. Just some history real quick on it. The movie will be, various versions of the reboot have come and gone since Rose McGowan and Robert Rodriguez, her partner at the time, announced it with Millennium at Comic-Con 2008. So this has been in work since 2008. Transparent creator Joey Soloway was tapped to direct in 2019, following an expose against Bryan Singer, and he's a creepy director. Soloway, a longtime fan of the character, says that he can't wait to collaborate with Tasha on the vision. So there you go. Blake's excited. He reads it for the articles. So Blake, you excited about this character?
Yeah, yes, I am. I only read the Red Sonja articles for the content, written content, not for the art that's been going with it.
Because you're a Conan fan, right?
Of course.
There you go. So they said the Jason Momoa Conan 2 is still.
Let me hold on a second. Let me clarify my answer. I am a old Schwarzenegger Conan fan,
not the Momoa.
Momoa, not anything against Momoa, but no, the new Conans and the remakes are just horrible.
So, are you a fan of the old pulp books of Conan, or just the Schwarzenegger movies?
Actually, I have read the Howard books and short stories of the old pulp fictions. Some of the stories are hard to read. Some of them are okay. Some of them are good. I mean, he goes for the, runs the whole spectrum of, good to bad. And then, of course, nothing's ever, I think a lot of people forget is that, the Conan, all the short stories were, spread out, not in a sequential order, long form novel. I mean, these are short stories that he wrote for publications and getting paid.
And so, which barbarian do you think is better, Conan or Thundar?
Real life, Conan. Anime, Thundar.
Let's see here. Per E.
Sorry, so simple.
Per E News. 10 years ago, Charlie Sheen was hashtag winning, but he really wasn't. 2011, the highest paid actor on TV was fired from, it says comedy series, but it was just a series, 2.5 Men, after he publicly insulted its creator, Chuck Lorre, fuck you, and went on to a series of now famous profanity-laced rants. Now he calls it a juvenile meltdown. Quote, people have said to me, hey, man, that was so cool. That was so fun to watch. That was cool to be part of and support and all that energy. And, we stuck it to the man, Sheen told Yahoo Entertainment. God, that's how low he's going for interviews, Yahoo Entertainment? Come on, HOBI. We'll talk to you. He said, my thought behind that is, oh, yeah, great. I'm so glad that I traded early retirement for a fucking hashtag. So, sorry, Charlie. He said he regrets his behavior. Quote, there was 55 different ways for me to handle the situation. I chose number 56. So, I think the growth for me post-meltdown or melt forward or melt somewhere, however you want to label it, it has to start with absolute ownership of my role in all of it. And it was desperately juvenile. Let's see here. He called Lorre at the time a turd and a clown and used an anti-Semitic term. So that was awesome. Great job there, Charlie Sheen. While referring to his name in an interview with conservative syndicated radio host Alex Jones. There's fluoride in the air. Let's see here. The actor then went on a series of profanity-laced rants on a newly created Twitter account. And in a short-lived, I didn't even realize this. I don't even know what this is. Ustream.tv live stream show called Sheen's Corner.
I think it was on Quibi.
Jim, you watch a lot of crap. Do you remember Ustream.tv?
No, I do not.
You didn't watch Sheen's Corner with a K?
Sheen's Corner.
Okay, Jim.
Sober Valley Lodge.
I'm going to ask you to go find these online and start watching some of these. There's only like 2 or 3. I'm just saying, I think this would help you. I think this is a good next project for you. Sheen's Corner. Let's see here. Days later, he was eventually fired from 2.5 Men. Sheen told Yahoo Entertainment, quote, "I think it was drugs or the residual effects of drugs. There's also an ocean of stress and a volcano of disdain."
Hey, during this weird time where he was, doing the winning thing and all that, he was also shacking up with 2 very hot porn stars at the time.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
But it is kind of good for him to look back, the wisdom of age and look back. Yeah, it was pretty stupid. And the thing is, I can't even remember what started the whole thing. Was it he didn't get paid, or he thought he deserved $50 million a year, or some stupid
he was
shit
actually
like
getting
that?
paid. He was getting paid. He was
started
getting
the whole
money.
thing.
I
can't even remember what it was, other than it was the fact it was a giant meltdown and drugs and addiction and just having every. And I watched 2.5 Men. I don't even think the show's funny, to tell you the truth.
It's awful.
I thought it was awful. I don't understand why it was so popular, but you sit there and you go. It's just one of those rare cases where you're getting everything you want. You're getting paid money, and then you develop this sense of entitlement, and something goes awry, and you just burn it all down in despite of whatever. And of course, a lot of it was drug and alcohol fueled. So your rationability is obviously dismantled.
No, I agree that I'm glad he's able to look back at it and realize, because he was a joke for that time, and then pretty much was off the face of entertainment for a while. But going back to his quote, I'm a little confused about. He's glad he traded early retirement for a hashtag. Is that saying he can't retire early now because of all this? Or
I think that was sarcasm.
That he didn't get a job because.
So he got early retirement.
Yeah,
got early
and a hashtag. So we got them both. He didn't trade one for the other. He got them both.
Well, early retirement wasn't his choice.
Correct. Okay. Because I thought he was complaining about he couldn't retire early or something because he doesn't have enough money or something.
He got fired, and because of the hashtag is what he's saying.
Poor choice of words.
He made $1.8 million per episode on 2.5 Men. So, he went on.
That's all I need. I could live the rest of my life comfortably. One episode's worth of 2.5 Men.
1.8 million.
Yep. You give me that, I'll live the rest of my life comfortably.
Okay, so Sheen's Corner.
I'll do 24 minutes. I'll do 24 minutes of 2.5 Men and live comfortably.
What was that, Jim? Sheen's Corner?
Corner is 9 episodes total of like 55 minutes. It's on YouTube.
Oh, next to Community. Is that on YouTube Red or whatever?
Community's on Netflix.
I know. I was kidding because it used to be. Scab
Jeff
was
on Yahoo.
Oh, whatever.
Jeez. If you're going to insult something, insult it properly.
I haven't gone back to Scab Jeff yet because he fucking made fun of my Over the Moon. So fuck you, Jeff. You sit in your corner for a minute. Let's see.
Over the Moon is yours now? You're claiming it?
Over the Moon is mine. Fuck you. You lost it. In 2017, Charlie Sheen spoke about being diagnosed with HIV, which I completely forgot about. He also talked about his 2011 meltdown in 2017, because what else does he have to talk about? Quote, "I was doing way too much testosterone cream. Trying to keep the old libido up, it metabolizes into basically a roid rage." That's whole Odyssey. That was basically an accidental roid rage. But there's some good quotes that came out, right?
No, it wasn't. You would need that for the 2 porn stars he had with him.
Jeez, old Pete. Oh, do you think he has any STDs? What do you think? Let's see. But
you just said he had HIV. You just said that.
Wait, not that. I didn't mean HIV. Damn it. Not that one. I meant like.
And yes, I think it's been documented that some people in the past have accused him of spreading some to them.
Okay.
I think Denise Richards complained about something from
Denise.
him.
That's right. Dr. Christmas. And
Dr. Christmas.
And this is a man that has a tattooed Post-it note on his chest that says "back in 5 minutes."
But you know what? He is a Cincinnati Reds fan, so we got that going for us. So
true.
You know what? Let's do some box office news and world reports with Jeff.
Thanks. Thanks for that lovely intro.
You're welcome.
The box office news, February 26th of 2021 through February 28th of 2021. Number one at the box office, Jason's favorite, Tom and Jerry, made $13.7 million in its opening weekend on its $79 million budget.
I'm sure Scab Jeff likes this movie better than Over the Moon too. Jeff, did you watch this?
I have not seen it, but I'm sure that I like it better than Over the Moon.
I thought it was fantastic. I turned it on, started to watch it, and I slept for 4 hours.
Good call. It was I watched the last 40 minutes and my young
That's what you didn't understand what was going on. You missed the beginning.
That's true.
I mean, how can you follow the plot when you miss like the first 40, 50 minutes of it?
And you know, one of our listeners, Bob, actually had a pretty funny comment. He stated on Twitter that this was a film that got a lot of a lot of stars in it because it was probably their last film they had to do contractually. Like they all had one more film to do, and they had Colin Jost in it. I was like, what?
Why the hell would Colin Jost be in any film they pay him money to be in?
Well, I get it, but he's the one that makes fun of these.
Yeah, but I mean, is he such a big name person that he wouldn't take a paying job?
No, well, I'm just saying it was awful. My wife fell asleep. Jim, you're okay. My wife fell asleep watching it too.
Does Colin Jost need a paycheck?
Well, I suppose now that he's married to Scarlett Johansson, no. But he might want to put some money aside for when they divorce, and he doesn't get any of that in the divorce agreement.
What's the actress's name? Chloe Grace Moretz? What do we call her? Claretz. Yeah, she's in it. Michael Pena. Tim Story directed it. He did Fantastic Four, so just remember that. Ken Jeong is in it. Rob Delaney.
Well, Ken Jeong would do anything.
Oh, that's already proven. So,
yeah,
you could offer him like $8, and he'd come on the show.
Get a cameo.
Yeah, I'm about to say, see how much he charges for a cameo.
I'll check that out. But do not see it. Do not see it. Go watch Over the Moon on Netflix. It's much better.
Should I watch Tom and Jerry if I need to fall asleep?
Yes, it works great. I might turn it on tonight.
All right, cool.
So I saw half. My two youngest kids watch it. My wife and Jim. So that's 5, and 2 out of 5 people have recommended falling asleep. So you got a 40% chance of falling asleep there, Jeff.
Oh, now I got to ask, what did your children think of it?
My 4-year-old, about halfway through, my wife told me got down and started playing toys. And then he kept looking up and watching parts of it. That was it. My 7-year-old really enjoyed it. She really liked it. She doesn't really have great taste in movies, though. So, God bless her.
Wait. That being said, did she like Over the Moon?
She loved it.
But she doesn't have good taste in movies.
We watched shit. We watched Over the Moon together like 4 times easily. Damn it.
Well played, Jeff. Well played.
I saw my opening. I had to go for it.
I'm going to sit in the corner now. Go ahead, Jeff.
Number 2 this week, bringing in $1.2 million, getting its total to 52.5. The Croods, A New Age. Yeah, it's made 65 million. No, budget of 65 million. It's made 52 in the theaters in a pandemic.
Getting there.
Number 3 this week, The Little Things made another 925,000 for a total of 12.9 million on a $30 million budget. Number 4, Wonder Woman's still holding around. It's still making money in the theaters. Wonder Woman 1984 made $710,000. A total of 44 million on a $200 million budget. And The Marksman made another 700,000, a total of 12.5 on a $23 million budget. Upcoming to the theaters and maybe some streaming platforms near you on March 5th of 2021, we have Boogie.
Boogie, the coming-of-age story of Alfred Boogie Chin, a basketball player phenom living in Queens, New York, who dreams of one day playing in the NBA. While his parents pressure him to focus on earning a scholarship to an elite college, Boogie must find a way to navigate a new girlfriend, high school, on-court rivals, and the burdens of expectation.
I was hoping it was going to be about the guy from Big Brother.
No, this actually looks much better than the guy from Big Brother.
Also coming out March 5th, 2021, we have No Place.
No Place. Mac travels the country looking for the next hustle. After he wraps up business with his Midwest fixer Les, she turns him on to a big score in Indianapolis with a local bar owner. He finds out involves his old flame Evelyn and soon discovers that his past has caught up with him and he may not make it out alive.
Ooh, sounds
cliched. They named him Mac.
Well, yeah, because his last name begins with MC. Everyone whose name has MC in it is nicknamed Mac.
But that was okay. I didn't realize it was a nickname. I thought that was.
Oh, I have no clue if it is or not.
Guys. But you do have a point.
If you're Scottish, your name is Mac. I mean, that's all there is to it. We also have coming out The Truffle Hunters. Is this a movie about pigs?
It's a documentary. Deep in the forests of Piedmont, Italy, a handful of men, 70 or 80 years young, hunt for the rare and expensive white alba truffle, which to date has resisted all of modern science's efforts at cultivation.
Oh, I thought it was like rare, like it was Bigfoot. You know, they're looking for the white truffle. They haven't found one yet. You just can't cultivate it. Okay. It has been found in the wild, just not. Yes. Okay. I was just thinking it was going to be like a Bigfoot hunting thing, just looking for mushrooms instead. We also have, now I am interested in this one, Chaos Walking.
A dystopian world where there are no women and all living creatures can hear each other's thoughts in a stream of images, words, and sounds called noise.
Interesting.
How can there be no women when the star is Daisy Ridley?
Well, the star is Tom Holland.
Daisy Ridley got top billing in the ads.
Tom billed ass at Tom Holland and then Daisy Ridley.
Oh. But, well, the cast looks pretty good, so it makes me think that there might be some hope for this movie. Or they all could have just been doing something for a contract and whatnot. But
it's got to be awesome. It has Nick Jonas in it.
I mean, it does. He was good in the Jumanji movie. I didn't see the second one, so I don't know if he's good in that one either. But and yeah, he was on
Mac.
There's a character. There's a actor named Mads in it, though. No Mac, just Mads.
Oh, Mads Mikkelsen.
Yes.
I mean, he's one of the best actors of this.
And I believe Sons of Anarchy creator Kurt Sutter. Yep. Mm-hmm. He's in it.
Is he playing the guy in jail they have to visit?
Probably.
What else we got, Jeff?
Still coming out, we have Raya and the Last Dragon.
Woo!
Does this one going to qualify for Best Picture for animated film?
Next year.
Good point.
Next year.
Well, it depends. I don't know when the deadline. They pushed back the deadline because of the pandemic, so I don't know if a March 5th release date or if it was released earlier in other markets, we'll get it in for this year or for 2020.
In a realm known as Kumandra, a reimagined Earth inhabited by an ancient civilization, a warrior named Raya is determined to find the last dragon.
Disney Plus this weekend. Premium, you got to pay $30 for it. I will be. Still cheaper than taking all the kids to the theaters. It's getting rave reviews. And Jeff, cut off for Oscars is January 15th. Was January 15th.
Oh, it was only 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they made it feel like they were making a big deal. I mean, 2 weeks isn't.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought they were going to cut off was 2 months or something.
Nope. What else we got, Jeff?
And what? Doing voices in it, so that's a positive. But Jason might not want to go watch it, knowing that Sandra Oh has a voice in it also.
You know what? I like Under the Tuscan Sun. I'll do it. It's okay.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
you did not like it.
No, I didn't.
Mainly because of Sandra Oh.
Oh, that character. She was awful in it. My wife likes that show.
This is actually fantastic. All the actors, all like Korean and Asian actors in it. Lucille Song, Thailand Tran, Isaac Wang, Aquafina, Kelly Marie Tran, Alan Tudyk.
I don't think he's Asian, but he's probably just doing the voice of a chicken or something in this one.
The voice of Duck.
They felt bad for cutting all his lines in Moana, so they said, let's go do Raya. Go ahead, go on. What else you got?
The Affair.
The Affair. Lisa Landauer and her friend Hannah are linked by a lifelong relationship in an exceptional house built by architect Von Abt for Lisa and her husband Victor in Czechoslovakia in the early 1930s.
This sounds like a movie Scab Jeff would like.
Doesn't sound like a movie that anyone named Mac would be a character in.
It sounds like a movie that was released 2-3 years ago in Europe, and because nothing else is coming out, they're now really finally getting around to releasing it over here.
Exactly. 2009 release date.
2 years ago. Okay.
The next one sounds like a film that Scab Jeff is going to rally at next year for the Oscars 2022. Trust me. Here it is. Here you go. I saw this just based on the title. I'm waiting for it. Go ahead.
The next one on the list is My Salinger Year.
A college grad takes a clerical job working for the literary agent of the renowned reclusive writer J.D. Salinger.
Mark my words. Next March, Scab Jeff is going to be like, oh my God, this film should win Best Picture, Best French New Wave film, whatever. He's going to be up there. I just feel like you're going to want this. You're going to want this film to do well.
It's a March release. How is this going to be any good at all?
Because it's a pandemic March release.
In the pandemic year, March is the new November, so you're fine.
It does have Sigourney Weaver in it.
Oh.
but I like it. It's not French. It's not New Wave. I mean, I would love to see it with Best French New Wave Film.
When has Fax ever got in my way?
The director and writer is Philippe Falardeau.
See?
Well, maybe it is French. I don't know.
I am French. I love Scab Jeff's reviews. Here is a baguette. Woo!
All right. Moving along, we also have Son. That's S-O-N. Son.
A boy contracts a mysterious illness. His mother must decide how far she will go to protect him from the terrifying forces in her past, and whether or not to wear a mask.
Jim, you weren't here last week, and I'll be honest, I have newfound respect for you because, whoa, doggy, is it tough to make up all these plots of these films. I was doing it last week, and it was tough by the third one. I don't know how you just did 9 of them. So well done, Jim. Well done.
I just see the title, and it just comes to me.
Obviously. Last week we were talking, there was a Virgil movie coming out about the wrestler. So that was a documentary.
Yeah.
So make sure
documentary about Virgil the wrestler. Its title was Vigil.
I don't think it was. It's not in the top 5.
You like to throw R's into words like wash and vigil, so I could see that.
Thank you. Okay, Jeff, give me some top 5 music.
That's Scab Jeff. Give him some top 5 music.
Come on, Scab. Top 5 music.
Top 5, time for 5.
Okay. Sure.
That's pretty good.
Do that. Top 5 this week is Jim's pick. This is all about Jim this week. But before we do, actually, it's not about Jim. Answer your question in the first 10 minutes, Jeff. Now, the 2 episodes that are not on Disney Plus for Muppets, Brooke Shields,
okay,
and Chris Langham episode. There's 118 episodes on it. 106 are completely unedited. There's 12 of them that are edited. The reason is because of music rights.
I understand.
Why no Brooke Shields?
They said, this is from Decider.com, so take it with a grain of salt. It's an episode-length parody of Alice in Wonderland, so there could be a holdup with Lewis Carroll's estate about it.
But it's a parody. Parody laws let you do it.
They said, or it could be a holdup with Brooke Shields. And then Chris Langham is probably not going to see the light of day anytime soon. Langham, a writer on The Muppet Show, only stepped in as host when the scheduled host, Richard Pryor, couldn't make it. Probably because he set himself on fire just recently before that. It's never going to be seen again because Langham was found guilty in 2007 on 15 charges of downloading and possessing child porn. So that probably is never going to be seen. So there you go.
But does that make the skits not funny anymore? It probably makes them funnier.
No, it doesn't.
I didn't realize that Phenomena was... I'm sorry, Jim?
They don't want him to get residuals, so they won't release it.
Oh, I gotcha. But I didn't realize Phenomena was the first skit they did on The Muppet Show.
I didn't realize that either. I saw that too.
Yeah, I watched the first episode, or at least the beginning of it, and like after the introduction and everything, they went and did the Phenomena skit.
So yeah, so there you go. You may get one more episode up there. Never going to get the Chris Langham one. That's all right. You can still watch the Muppets show from ABC a couple years ago. Very funny.
It is. I can't believe it didn't last longer than it did.
Ditto.
But people expect something different.
Yeah. Top 5 this week is top 5 favorite non-SNL Saturday Night Live comedy sketches, whatever. Basically, skits from other comedy sketch shows. So there you go. Scab Jeff, you were really excited about the top 5 this week off air. Please tell me what's your number 5.
I didn't do this one because I really haven't seen any sketch shows. I've hardly even seen Saturday Night Live. I saw Kids in the Hall once, like a long, long time ago. And I know somebody mentioned something about Drunk History, which I watched, but I wouldn't have considered that a sketch show. So I just made up my own top 5 because you told me that I could.
You could.
You could have started
Okay.
number 5 off with Mana.
Well, my individual top 5 that I'm doing completely separate from everybody else is the top 5 Smurfs that I'd like to see Gargamel eat.
Top 5 Smurfs you like to see Gargamel eat.
Gargamel doesn't want to eat the Smurfs. He wants to turn them into gold.
No, he cooks them.
Into gold.
Okay. Well,
It's
regardless,
top
the ones
5
that you
list.
want.
But you want to see him eat them. Regardless of gold.
Regardless, Gargamel kills these Smurfs. Number 5, Smurfette. Because she was originally evil. He made her. They don't need her for breeding because apparently storks bring new Smurfs, so there's no reason for her. She's kind of stuck up. I don't like her.
There have only been 3 female Smurfs in the Smurf cartoon run. Oh. And apparently female Smurfs can only be made magically because, like, I think Gargamel made Smurfette, and then I think somebody else made the female baby Smurf, stole Gargamel's formula and made whatever, I can't remember her name.
Are you trying to say, Scab Jeff, that Smurfs fuck storks and that's how they get more Smurfs? Is that it?
I'm not sure exactly the mechanics. They don't show that on children's TV.
Okay. Well, if it was in Denmark, they would because they have a character that, saves things with his penis. So, damn FCC. Let's see here. Jeff, what's your number 5?
My number 5. Hey, I picked skits, comedy skits for my top 5. I only picked like one per show, so there's like others plenty from different shows, but I would just pick my favorite from maybe each show that they did.
Okay.
So my first, I'm going with from Key and Peele, the teacher skit where he can't pronounce people's names.
A-Rock.
Balake.
D-Nice. Do I have D-Nice?
Is that Denise?
Principal Oshak Hennessy's office.
You say Principal O'Shaughnessy?
Jim, what's your number 5?
My number 5, I will go with Live in Color. The skit of Mike Tyson on Love Connection.
I don't think I remember that one.
Oh yeah, it's talking about his date with Robin Givens.
Oh God!
Oh boy!
I completely forgot about that, Jim, until you mentioned. Oh shit! Good one. Living Color is awesome. My number 5 is.
It depends.
Not the musical group.
They had some good skits.
They were up and down.
They were up and down.
It's like Saturday Night Live.
Skit show.
Like every skit show, yeah, correct.
My number 5 is Taking a Selfie. It's from the Baroness von Sketch Show. It's about 4 women that have a sketch show. It's in Canada. It's on IFC, and it is a pretty funny show. They've 6 seasons into it, and this sketch is about these women are trying to take sexy selfies of their private parts for their men, and just the angles and everything they're trying to do because they're all middle-aged women trying to figure out how to work it. I think one posted to Instagram and all that, so it was pretty funny.
I did see that skit. That was amazing.
I love that one.
I did not
Do you watch
see the
that show,
skit,
Jim?
Nor am I aware of that.
I have seen it sometimes. Yeah.
We haven't watched all of them, but my wife and I, we just need something stupid to watch. We throw that on, and it's enjoyable. Not, again, like every sketch. Some are good, some are bad, but I really like this. I love that selfie one. So, Blake, what's your number 5?
All right, so obviously I'm suffering with recency effect and short-term memory. But so I gotta put a trigger warning out there for all sensitive viewers.
Okay.
I love political comedy, and so my first political sketch that I've been following is Ryan Long. Now he has some good stuff that's pretty funny, and he has some stuff that's just stupid and not funny. But I like Ryan Long's sketch, "Voting Wrong Turned Me White."
Okay. Is it on YouTube?
Oh yeah, he's a social media. It's on all that stuff.
Gotcha.
I will have to look that up because I am unaware of this.
I am too.
Now, like I said, those of sensitive nature should not be watching.
Okay.
But I love political humor because that's the way I am.
Okay. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is another Ryan Long skit. I'm hoping these two progressive superheroes.
Okay.
And then one of my favorites is how to sell protest footage to Fox and CNN.
Okay. So does he take jabs at everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
I did see the progressive superheroes.
I did share that with Jim.
My number 4 is I HOBI'd it. I did Simpsons from Tracy Ullman Show. Just because it was
Any one
hilarious.
specific Simpsons
No,
skit,
Because it
or
spawned
just
a 30-year cartoon series.
It did, but I remember watching Tracy Ullman Show with my dad, and that was the one sketch that I always looked forward to, and we always laughed at that. It didn't matter what it was; it was just kind of unique because you didn't see animated comedy on like that on TV for a long time. So, and that's why I'm lumping it together with the next one because it's not one specific; it's just how funny I think all of it is just the Three Stooges in general. I can watch the Three Stooges now, and it annoys my wife to no end that I just crack up laughing. I can't stop. I just can't stop laughing with the Three Stooges. I don't know why. I just do. I love them. And my wife's like, "Why? What is wrong with you?" I was like, "It's hilarious."
Then again, your wife doesn't understand what we do in the shadows, so.
Fat. That should be coming back soon too.
Jackie Daytona, human.
Got my shirt. Got my shirt. Speaking of new things to buy, Jim, big week here. This is the last week I'm sitting in your chair. I ordered a new chair for myself.
What? Or
You
did
mean
Jim get your new chair?
chair for me?
Oh no! You're getting your chair back with my ass groove. So, let's see, Jim. What's your number 4?
My number 4, I am going to go back to some Monty Python, and I'm going to go with Mr. Creosote. As he eats everything in sight at the restaurant and vomits into the buckets, as he calls for them.
It's a waffle-thine.
And then when the waiter offers him a mint, he tells him to go fuck off.
Fuck off.
But he tells him it's wafer-thine, and so he eats it and explodes.
That is seen in the
Meaning of life.
Meaning of Life
movie. Yes.
I have seen that one.
I will get you a bucket and perhaps a hose.
Jeff, now number 4.
My number 4, I have from the Carol Burnett show, the "Went with the Wind" skit. Her parody of "Gone with the Wind."
Mm-hmm. Can they show that now?
Yes, they
Okay.
can. Oh, I've seen it. They advertise the Carol Burnett show discs on late night television all the time.
Still do it? They still offer it?
They still advertise it. Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
When she comes in wearing the drapes with the curtain rod as the shoulder pads or whatnot, I saw it in the window and I just had to have it.
Scab Jeff, what's your number 4 of Smurfs that should be eaten?
I have Brainy Smurf.
What? Oh, Brainy gets a hard rap. Just because everyone's jealous of his smarts.
Not really all that brainy. I don't think that he's really that smart. He's always wrong, and he's just.
I think he's just painted that way. I think everyone, like, when they do the stuff, they make Brainy look dumb, but he's actually smarter. But everyone else is just jealous of him, so they make him feel dumb and small.
No.
The animators don't like Brainy either.
Exactly. The animators are Smurfs. The Smurfs are just redrawing this, right?
Stop it.
Yes, very much.
What's your number 3, just Gab?
Zombie Smurf.
Did you say Zombie Smurf?
Yeah, there was an episode where a purple Smurf comes in from the forest and bites somebody and turns them purple, and then they all have to run from the purple Smurfs. Apparently, in the original comic, they were all black, but apparently that's racist.
I think it's still racist if they're purple. I mean,
but they were kind of bad, so Gargamel can have them.
Okay. Jeff, now number 3.
Number 3, I'm going on to the Chappelle Show and doing the racial draft.
That is part of my number 1. Damn you, Jeff. Part of my number 1.
Part of your number 1.
The other one's still from the Chappelle Show.
I figured it would be.
Oh.
But that's one of the all-time funny ones, I think.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, Comedy Central was playing all the Chappelle shows in order.
Yeah,
It went on like a marathon. It was pretty good.
Yeah, they agreed to
Pay him.
So they're showing, or did Netflix get him back? Is that what it was?
Netflix got him back too. Yeah, Netflix paid.
It's HBO Max is the one that wasn't paying him. They finally did. It's
okay.
It's now on HBO Max.
The white people pick O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Number 3 for you, Jim.
The entire Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan. Tiger Woods.
I will stick with the Chappelle
Shizzle.
If I can ruin Jason's number 1.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Clayton Bigsby.
There you go, buddy.
Black
God
white
damn it. That was my number 1 too.
He was blind and he was a racist, but he was black and he didn't realize he was for the KKK. I just like when they take his hood off and he's black and the one guy's head explodes.
Yeah, all the heads explode. Yeah, it's awesome. All the racists lose it. It's awesome. I love it when they're getting gas and they leave them out by the car. And those racists come up. He's like, "What? String them up." Oh my god!
It's so banging on my hood.
Oh god! But you know what is interesting? Going back and watching Dave Chappelle. I mean, those were like 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
It's interesting, to go back now and watch those again from an older, different perspective, given the political climates of the past couple years, and go back and watch those and be like, God damn! I mean, that's like still spot on. Chappelle's comedy.
My number 3 is, what am I doing? Number 3. From In Living Color, Vanilla Ice. Jim Carrey as Vanilla Ice. Yo,
white baby.
Yep.
Yeah, I had that as an honorable mention. Stop while I tie my laces.
So Vanilla Ice. Number 3 for you, Blake.
My last Ryan Long skit.
Fan of Ryan Long here.
I told you recency effect. Recency bias. Yeah, exactly. I've always, have talked, if you go too far left and you go too far right, that you're eventually in the same place. And I think the funny skit that makes fun of that is when wokes and racists actually agree.
Okay. What's your number 2? Is that another Ryan Long?
No, my number 2, I slide into Dave Chappelle.
Ah.
And I got Charlie Murphy, True Hollywood Stories, Prince of the Revolution.
There was just a radio interview, and I can't remember who it was. They were talking about the Prince basketball story and that they were there.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was.
Charlie Murphy.
No, it wasn't Charlie Murphy. There was another guy on there too.
Oh, yeah. I think he mentions him in the skit. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was on a radio show talking about it. I can't remember who it was. So,
yeah.
My number 2 is Pete Holmes, the X-Men. When he's firing the X-Men characters.
All the X-Men.
I forgot the
Wolverine. You're fired. Why? Well, our number 1 villain is Magneto, and his power is magnetism. What are you made of? And he's like, but I can ride a motorcycle at him. And what are motorcycles made of? Tubes.
Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot about that one.
Pete Holmes plays Charles Xavier, and he's like, it felt like you were really thinking on that one. I watch those probably about once a year. I love those those X-Men.
Those are good. I didn't even remember that. That's great.
The Gambit. So if you go to a Hallmark,
then we want you on our team. Other than that,
and your gloves, what are they? Yes or no? You going to have all gloves? No gloves?
Yeah.
Jim, what's your number 2?
My number 2 I got from Monty Python's Flying Circus. This was tough to narrow down to one skit, but I picked the Spanish Inquisition. Because nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I didn't see you picking that for this top 5.
That was honorable mention for me.
Jim, since Jeff jumped in front of you, would you like to go number 2?
Oh, I thought you called me.
No,
Did you not call me?
No, I was going.
Did you not call me?
No, you go after Scab Jeff. Jim, what's your number 2?
Did you call him maybe?
My number 2 is the East-West All-Star Game at Key and Peele, where they go through the names of the players on the East-West College All-Star Games, and it brings us, introduces us to Hingle McCringleberry.
I like how they started off with real names that these guys have.
No, the first skit wasn't. The first skit was just college made-up names. Then they did the pro version. And the pro version, they actually had real names, like Rickshaw Ferguson, Ha Ha Clinton Dix, A.A. Ron Rodgers.
Rodgers. A.A. Ron Rodgers.
But the original one that with all these made-up names and like Duck Teeth and and the final one was Dan Smith, BYU.
Was that the kicker?
Yeah.
Jeff, Scab Jeff, number 2 for you for Smurfs to be eaten. Please say Doogie Howser. Neil Patrick Harris.
Vanity Smurf.
Oh,
I can agree.
Always had the mirror.
Very egotistical. Very egotistical.
Kind of self-absorbed.
Yeah.
Hence his name.
What's your number 1? Who's the one you want to eat the most?
The terrorist Smurf, the jokey Smurf, the one who always brings the bombs to the other Smurfs. Wrapped all up like presents.
Wow.
You figured a Smurf called Jokey Smurf would have more than one gag, but no. and these other Smurfs keep falling for it.
Like he keeps bombing them.
What's that, Jim?
Why would you ever open a present from him?
No.
Or
shouldn't you call the bomb squad? When Jokey Smurf gives you a present, you call the bomb squad.
Jeff, now is your turn.
Oh, now is my turn. My number one favorite comedy sketch is from the Upright Citizens Brigade.
Damn it! I should have gone before him.
It is the Ass Pennies.
So Jim's number one.
Ass pennies.
Ass pennies. That is, I think, the best. Yeah, I just every time I think of a comedy skit, it makes me laugh. I think of Ass Pennies.
Okay.
Well, you have to think of that because you got to think about those pennies in your pocket.
See, when I'm feeling down, I just think that, if some guy like pisses me off, I just think he's probably got one of my ass pennies in his pocket. See, every day I stick a roll of pennies up my ass, and then release those into the currency, and by now everybody in the countries probably have one of my ass pennies.
Blake, what's your number? I'm sorry, my number.
Yeah,
one.
well, my number one was, of course, already stolen, and that was the Clayton Bigsby, Dave Chappelle. But however, because it is my top five, and I can do whatever I want. It's not a TV sketch, but it is one of my all-time favorite radio sketches from the Bob and Tom Show. Dan St. Paul's, the first baseball game ever between the Bethlehem Braves and the Jerusalem Giants.
That is awesome.
That is good.
As called by Harry Carey.
That's the one that Jesus hits a grand slam with no one on.
Bases
Correct.
empty grand slam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a miracle, yes. He beams
Bring
Lazarus.
them up from the Burning Bush League.
Abraham up the bat is going to be called on to sacrifice.
I can listen to that 100 times and laugh hard at every joke.
The pitch. Oh, it hits Lazarus. He's down. He's dead. Back up again.
Anyone have honorable mentions real quick?
Judas in the pit. Jesus gives him a sign. He weighs him. He denies him.
He did not know doubt the top of was Thomas.
Oh, that's right. He's doubting Thomas.
Time.
I thought it was Peter denying him.
I can't remember. Yeah, that's
Peter
right.
denies him.
That's right. Peter denies the signs. Yeah.
Honorable mentions?
The Burning Bush League after he got sent down because his ERA became a whopping 6.
Honorable mentions I did have from the Muppet Show Pigs in Space.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's always amused me. And then, of course, pretty much every Monty Python skit, but I was debating between putting on like the Dead Parrot and Cheese Shop skits because those really amused me.
I had Statler and Walter heckle Milton Berle. I still remember that one on the Muppet Show. Jim, anything real quick?
No, that's pretty much I got the ones I wanted to talk about.
Scab Jeff, any honorable mentions of the ones that you want eaten from Smurfs?
No.
Okay.
So you're fine with Hefty and Handy?
Hefty would at least fill you up.
Handy is very useful, isn't he?
He builds all the houses.
The one who builds things.
Well,
Didn't he actually build another Smurf?
Mushrooms.
Best hand jobs this side of the Smurf village.
Wow.
What? It's true. Yeah, okay, he got it because he's a handyman. Okay. Blake, anything? Any honorable mentions?
I could go on. Yeah, Kids in the Hall. I love the crushing your head. Crush your head. Crushing your head. And of course the same thing. It'd be too easy, for all the Monty Python, the Benny Hills and all that fun stuff.
Oh, I forgot about Benny Hill.
Oh, the sexy parties on Benny Hill.
Yeah. Damn it, forgot Benny Hill.
So, yeah. Good stuff.
Intern Brian had some for us. He had Channel Surfing, I Think You Should Leave, which is on Netflix. Don't know that one. The Kroll Show, he had Young Larry Bird. The son of notorious arsonist Johnny Cole tells his story on Drunk History. Anything Charlie Murphy on the Chappelle Show. Charlie Murphy. And Key and Peele, the valet's church ladies substitute teacher. All of those. The valets, church ladies, and substitute teachers. I did have one Key and Peele that I was made aware of recently. Was Gremlins 2. They had a pitch for Gremlins 2 and Key and Peele, like a made-up one. And it was the craziest shit that they ever, thought about doing. And they're like, this is crazy. We can't do this. And then there's a little line. They did this in Gremlins 2. Bad idea of the week. Number 117. Tom and Jerry, the movie. No, it's just awful. Just awful.
I thought Jeff said the bad idea of the week was I forgot the name of that movie now. Over the Moon. Yeah.
No. Stop it. That is bad idea. 2,285,000.
But you're saying it's a bad idea.
Well, there's a lot of bad ideas. There's only 2,286,000 bad ideas. So there you go. Scab Jeff, thanks for showing up. What's that, Jim?
Thanks for having me.
Living on bad ideas now. Oh man.
We will have you back in a couple weeks for the Oscars. Let's see here, and we had titles for the show. I have I'll Go Sit in the Corner. March is the new November. My Time's Up, and I'm okay with floppies. Jeff?
I had my 7-year-old doesn't have great taste in movies. I have Smurfs fuck stork. Not stork.
Oh,
Stork.
And terrorist Smurf.
We probably don't want to put the word terrorist in
no.
title. I like it. I had All About Jim.
Oh.
I had Well Played, Scab. And I had Volcano of Disdain. If we want to give a shout out to Charlie Sheen.
Scab Jeff, you got anything?
I have When Jokey Smurf Gives You a Present, ... Jason Goes Over the Moon. You've Got to Hold It by Your Face. And those are the only 3 that I had.
Hold it by your face here, just for Jeff. Anyways, I did like the All About Jim. And what was the Scab
It's
one?
not as good as According to Jim, but
No, I like All About Jim. I like Well Played, Scab.
Well Played, Scab. Well Played, Scab. Not Well Played, Scab.
Okay, that's too complicated. I'm just going with All About Jim. Good job, guys. Well played. Let's see here. That was it. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye. Is that Bane?
Bane.